And tonight, a second warrant for 5 new arrests now brings the total of those detained to 19. They are accused of kidnapping a man and a woman from their apartment last night and taking them to another vacant apartment and torturing them. Police say both victims recently immigrated from Venezuela, and they believe they were targeted by gang members because of that. This happened at the Edge at Lowry Apartments in North Aurora. Well, that is the same complex that this video came from earlier this year. Hard to forget, putting Aurora on the national stage in the immigration debate. Heavily armed men caught on camera inside one of those buildings. And since then, we have told you about several more issues, including gang-related crime and terrible living conditions there. Already this year, Aurora police responded to calls at the apartment complex more than 350 times. That is compared to less than 200 times last year. There have also been more than double the amount of arrests there this year. City closing the complex in the next few months after labeling it a criminal nuisance. Tonight, your reporter Gabriela Vidal is following this case against those 19 suspects.
Without question, attention will not stop until every individual that victimizes somebody else will be held accountable or be removed from that complex.
That's Aurora Police Chief Todd Chamberlain's commitment in the hours following an armed home invasion/kidnapping at the Edge at Lowry apartment complex. But residents living there shared more than just their fear of the crime that happened, but also with how police responded.
These people have rights as much as anybody else, and we need to defend them very strongly and very vocally right now.
V. Reeves, who is an organizer with House Keys Action Network, says they spent the day speaking to residents who've been detained following the incident and/or family members wondering why their loved ones were taken in.
If this is a criminal case, you treat it as such. There needs to be evidence. There needs to be reason for an arrest. You don't block off entire buildings and, not allow people to exit, to go to work, to go to their federal appointments.
They also raised concerns some of these migrant residents were taken to ICE.
They were not being told of any crime that they were committed. They are saying that they have no idea what the crime is.
Aurora PD did confirm that some of the detainees were turned over to ICE to help Aurora investigators with identification. Some were brought directly to APD headquarters, and some were brought to APD District 1 for interviews.
We have set a course of proactive law enforcement to hold those accountable, to make sure that they don't victimize other people.
Police say more needs to be done to help the migrant community living here, apart from addressing crime and potential gang activity.
It's squalor. It's not a great place to be. I've knocked on the doors and I've talked to people that live there, and they live on a mattress on the floor. It's deplorable. There's nobody in this room that would live like that right now.
I would say that's not entirely factual. I myself have spent plenty of time inside of units. What we're seeing is that people are doing the best with what they can and what they have. That being said, they were abandoned by management for many, many months.
A problem both police and advocates for the migrant community do say needs to change.
What I hope for is I hope that it's more strategic. I hope that individuals that seek a better place in this country, that hope for a better life, I hope it's more strategically planned.
We need city support in order for this to be successful.
In Aurora, Gabriela Vidal covering Call to First.